Welcome. Come on in, grab your favorite drink, and come and sit with me for a spell. I just want to invite you to Girl Chat, Girl Clergy, Girl Chat. And this is really for pastors' wives and female pastors, female leaders, just something just for us. My husband and I have been in the ministry for more than 30 years, and we've gained a little bit of wisdom along the way. Just want to share some of that with you. So come in and let's just chat. Today, I want to talk about forgiveness. As leaders, often we find ourselves in situations where we're being falsely accused or misunderstood. Um, and so, along with those that you're leading, they misinterpret your actions and all those types of things. And those things, if we don't guard our heart with all diligence, as the word tells us, we can find ourselves in a bitter place. And so, I would encourage you to be always on alert, guarding your heart, always on alert, guarding your heart, so that you don't allow anything to lodge there. Offenses will come. Scripture tells us that, but we can't allow them to take root in our hearts. Not only with the congregation, but maybe with your spouse, your children, your parents, other family members. We can find ourselves, we are just people. The one thing about clergy, we're all still just people. And so we do get offended. And what do we do when that offense comes? We have to release it. We have to forgive and we have to release it. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, it says, be kind and tenderhearted one to another, even as God, for Christ's sake, have forgiven you. When we have to forgive one another, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, have forgiven you. And so we have to stay in that place, like letting our hearts flow, let forgiveness just flow in our hearts, that we always keeping our hearts pure and clear, letting nothing get lodged there, that we'll find our ministry toxic. And so no matter who it is, sometimes you have those difficult members. And really, how do you deal with them? Are you patient? Are you loving? Are you dealing with them as Christ would? You have to, and you have to release everything that has offended you or harmed you in some way. Realizing that a lot of times, I think most times people don't know that they're offending you or hurting you. Sometimes it is malicious, but there are times when it's not. Most times I say it's not malicious. And so, being the leader, we have to learn how to, take one for the team, you know, learning how to navigate those situations. For me, what I do is I make sure that I'm praying for that person. Whatever person offends me, they become the top of my prayer list. And from that keeps my heart pure. That way it keeps me from allowing bitterness and unforgiveness to lodge there. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Make sure you keep that person or persons at the top of your prayer list, that you're constantly praying for them, praying for their good and not for, God to get them, so to speak, but pray for their good and that they will grow and flourish in the things of God, and they will see that your intent, the pureness of your intent. But even if they don't, just make sure that you remain righteous in the sight of God. And that means that we cannot have bitterness, unforgiveness, in our hearts. We have to do the work. Once you become a leader, it doesn't mean you've arrived. There's still lots of work to be done. So hopefully this has helped you. And I say thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.